Conservatives on the Colorado School Board of the Jefferson County are taking a line out of the North Korean playbook and have passed a plan to rewrite U.S. history with an eye towards promoting, quote, patriotism, citizenship, and downplaying civil disorder. Wow. Now, according to the resolution passed, the AP history classes should champion patriotism and the benefits of the free enterprise system and should not encourage or condone civil disorder. Now, how Orwellian are these terms? How Orwellian is this? Know your place, kids. Accept the status quo. Don't challenge authority, especially our authority. That's being un-American. Sounds like something that's straight out of 1984. It's amazing. So what exactly do we have going on here? Well, last week, the Jefferson County Board of Education voted to lay the groundwork for a review of the curriculum. Now, that's nothing too out of the ordinary. There are reviews all the time. Now, one of the reviews is the AP History class. Now, that, of course, will be, in their words, getting a deeper look. Board member Julie Williams said, well, don't worry. This is all about balance. It's all about bringing balance to the classroom. We got to balance things between, their side and our side. Apparently, history has gotten political. Look, I hate to break it to you, Julie, but this is not CNN. History is not CNN. There's not supposed to be a balance. There's only supposed to be facts. Even if they look bad for America. Because let's face it, America has done some terrible things. Now, according to the school board, telling people about these terrible things is somehow anti-American. Think about that for a minute. Telling people facts about history, about stuff that actually happened, that's anti-American. So why is the school board so huffy about the AP history course as it stands anyway? Well, according to the Huffington Post, this class gives greater attention to the history of North America and its native people before colonization and, of course, their clashes with Europeans. Okay, so this history class is looking at before Americans got there and how the native people lived before we fucked them over. Okay, somehow that's anti-American. American history from Native Americans, and that's somehow anti-American. Okay, all right. I'm not quite seeing it here. Now, this class framework is administered by the College Board. This AP class is supposed to get kids ready for college material and even gives out college credit, like most AP classes. So what's the framework according to the College Board? They say the outline of the course is built around themes like politics and power and environment and geography. Once again, I'm not seeing the issue. But apparently critics like Larry Krieg, who's a history teacher out of New Jersey, I'm not sure what New Jersey has to do with Colorado, but okay, he's got an opinion. Well, let's hear it. He says that this AP class has a, quote, global revisionist view that depicts the U.S. as going from a conquering Native Americans to becoming an imperial power, while downplaying examples of cooperation and unity. He also said, quote, Native Americans were defeated. Wrongs were done. African Americans were enslaved. However, at the same time that was going on, democratic institutions were being established. There was religious toleration. A new society was being created. So somehow the democratic institutions and religious toleration somehow balances out with the slavery and the near genocide of Native American people? Are you kidding? And so he's saying, essentially, we did conquer the Native Americans. And are we not an imperial power now? I mean, we do have the most expensive and most powerful military in the world. We have bases everywhere. We're constantly at war. How are we not an imperial power? Did we not kill a lot of Native Americans and force them off their land and give them smallpox blankets? And how are we not an imperial power? I don't get where this guy's coming from. This guy's living in a different fucking planet. But hey, look, it's history. It's complicated, it's bloody, and look, history sometimes shows Americans doing terrible things to people and groups of people. I don't think that should be tossed out or minimized at all. Like, people need to know the facts about what we really did so that we don't fucking do it again. But another thing is, that should be added, is that yes, we have done wonderful things for the world. Done terrible things, we've done good things. And our history courses should reflect both of those realities. Give us credit where we deserve credit, and condemnation where we deserve condemnation. I don't think that should be that hard. And I think there's a lot of people that agree. One protester said, quote, "This is tyranny in slow motion. This is how it happens. We all need to stand up and raise our voices." Now, students have done walkouts in protest of this. Teachers have done sickouts. According to the board, those who are protesting are just, pawns to the teachers' unions. Oh, it's all the teachers' unions' fault. Can you guess that this is a conservative majority on the school board? All the decisions to redo these history classes go 3-2 with the conservative majority. Now, the school board recently did drop the Orwellian language, but they're still doing the review. So even though they dropped that crazy language in the proposal, odds are they're still planning on changing the courses. They put a kind of like a happy spin on it, like, oh, no, don't worry about that. We dropped the patriotism language and all that, but we're still going to do what we set out to do. Great. Now, the amazing thing about this whole story and this whole fight is how involved the people are, especially the students. They're out there protesting for an actual good education. They're involved, they're with it. They're fighting a conservative takeover, and I think that's amazing. And just the level of involvement involved is just it's heartening. I don't think my generation gives teenagers today enough credit. I think a lot of them are starting not to buy the bullshit. And I know there's lots of young people in their teens even getting involved in politics. They're teen viewers of TYT, and there's some really smart young people out there. For example, there's a 16-year-old named Nick Rubin that made a browser plugin that shows how much money politicians get from moneyed interests. Oh, Greenhouse. I use the app. It's amazing. It's based on data from the Center for Responsive Politics. It shows just how much money they receive from all the different oil and gas or companies or law firms or healthcare companies. It shows all the different amounts of money that were sent if you highlight their name. It's amazing. But with that said, I think that there is some hope for the future, and these conservatives are so desperate. They're so desperate to try to squash dissent, they'll actually try to rewrite the history books.